Well, we are making some bread today. And you know, when it comes to making bread, you're gonna be able to not only control your ingredients, but if you are gluten-free, this is the way you wanna do it. It could not be easier. You put the ingredients in, you press a button, you are good to go. Fresh, baked bread. Look at all the different ways you're gonna be able to use this.
Exactly, the breads you like, the way you like it, but you know, more than anything, you don't have to do anything.
Right.
You don't have to worry about kneading the dough. You don't have to worry about proofing the dough. You don't have to worry about cooking. Everything is done by your bread maker. He is a baker in disguise here, with the oven in here, with the prover in here, with a mixer in here. So everything all at once. It's so simple, so easy. I mean, anybody could really use them. Look at that. From making breads like brioche dough here, you know, for a great sandwich, toast, for smoked salmon, whatever it is, halal, whatever you want. Or you make gluten-free bread. Or my favorite is pound cake.
Oh, gosh.
You know, if you have the pound cake and you can actually have my coffee maker, make a great coffee, a few slices of cake, and here you go. Now, it looks dark to you because it is chocolate. So normally it has to be dark because we add a lot of chocolate to it.
And look at the way it's finished.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the way this thing cooks, the way it does everything for you. It's the only time, by the way, you're gonna see it for the entire visit. You are looking
look
at it.
how light it is. Can you see? It is still steaming hot. Look at it.
Oh, and look at how moist.
Yeah, totally moist. So if you want to, if you want to let it cool off a little bit, it's always better, you know, because when it's so hot like mine, it's hard. See that? Yes, it's steaming hot right out of the oven. Look at that.
Pound cake, look at that.
So you have that with a little coffee, maybe a little whipped cream if you like to, and that's it.
And the apricot jam, you have to teach us.
Well, I have to cut more.
Oh, right. He has to taste it first.
Oh, sorry.
That's the important part.
Yeah.
I don't see
Okay.
it. Now I can talk anymore.
Okay. Have a sip of the coffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, now is this gluten-free?
No, this is not gluten-free. This is a pound cake.
This is a pound cake, so.
Now, if you want to make a little birthday cake, you cut a few slices.
Oh, it smells so good.
I know, because it's fresh out of the oven. So what I do now, let me put this over here.
Okay.
And then we put a little bit of marmalade. That's an Austrian thing. We have Sachertorte, which is a chocolate cake with apricot jam in the middle.
Wow. Okay, I'm learning.
Okay.
Oh, never seen
so
this.
now we put one more on top. Okay, and then if you want, you cut it into pieces. Do we have some plate here? Yeah. All right. So you want that? Put a little bit of powdered sugar.
Gosh, that's pretty.
I know, and so simple. Where's my whipped cream?
Right there.
Oh,
Yeah.
here.
And maybe a little whipped cream. You can get the siphon right here.
Oh, yummy.
Look at that.
Oh, that's pretty.
So you put maybe some berries on top, whatever you want. Now you have a birthday cake. Put a candle in here, and it's done. And the great thing is, it's made right in here. You don't have to do anything.
You clean up that one non-stick pan, and you are good to go. And you have made fresh pound cake or fresh bread, or you name it. You can do so many things.
If you want to make little cookies for after, for the coffee, for example.
I just need one.
You cut them in smaller pieces, just like I do here. Voila. Now you can serve them just like that. So now, if you put them on the table, naturally put them on a nice platter, and you have a great dessert.
These?
So if you put whipped cream on or no, we just have it like that because we're gonna grab it with our fingers.
Okay, I'm grabbing one too. I've got to try this.
Okay.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, now. We cannot boast of them, Mary. I'm gonna talk along. We both
You
eat.
have to teach us how we use it.
Oh, okay, how we use it.
love
It
this
is so
recipe.
easy. Look at that.
Oh, my God.
And I love that this is your gluten-free recipe. This is the one you feed Oliver, right?
Yeah, exactly. At
See?
Spargo and all of our restaurants now we have gluten-free bread. So anybody who has flour allergics or who has celiac disease, you know, we make it and we add a lot of different flavors. We add jalapenos, sun-dried tomatoes, a little chopped fresh herbs to it, so you get really good bread. And it's so simple to do. So we have actually the recipe posted, huh, Marianne?
On hsn.com.
On hsn.com, you get our recipe for gluten-free bread. So I add the dry stuff first. So flour, mixtures of flours for gluten-free, yeast. Okay, I'm still eating. Butter.
It's good.
Naturally, a little salt. Okay, and a little baking powder. What we have in here?
Yeah, the gluten-free has a lot of different flours, so it kind of needs the yeast and the baking powder.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of baking. And only yours is delicious.
1 egg. No, not in here. All right, and then a little water. Now, we close it, and here we go. Now I need my glasses. I'm getting older. You know, when I started at HSN, I didn't need glasses, and now look what happened. All right? Maybe I have to tell Mike to really write it big like
letters,
that.
right?
Yeah, a big sign coming out. Okay, the menu. What does it mean? Basic French, whole wheat, quick, sweet, gluten-free. So we have gluten-free. We go to number 5, 6, okay. Then light, medium, or dark, okay. The color. So you like it, I like it dark.
Yeah.
So we're gonna look at that. Now it's medium, dark, okay. And then what is more? The loaf, the size of the loaf. Is it a big one or a small one? Okay. So then here it is, the loaf. 1.52 pounds. Okay, and then we push start.
This is the fun part. This is the fun part.
So now
hear
you
it.
can go wherever you want, and it will make your bread.
Oh.
So you don't have to worry, is it warm outside, is it cold outside, what is it that you do anything. So every bread is made the same way. Add your dried ingredients and then add your wet ingredients. That's it.
That's it. We're making gluten-free bread. We're going out to the phones because Mary calling from Massachusetts.
Hi, Mary from Massachusetts.
Hi. Thank you for speaking with me very much.
Ah, thank you.
I have a Wolfgang kitchen.
Oh,
completely.
thank you.
I have 2 pressure cookers, 4 rice cookers, your griddle, and the big thing I have is your coffee maker that I use about 3 or 4 times a day.
Wow. Oh, thank you.
I love it. And I'll tell you another thing, because it's sleek enough, everything about it. I love the colors of all of your items. I have a degree in art, and I don't utilize it, but I do take note that anything that you have in colors, it doesn't matter what it is, like the tangerine, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
It has a glow.
Yeah, you know, it's nice to brighten up your kitchen. You feel like you have a new kitchen with a little color.
I like the coffee maker, and I do agree with the bold, and I just bought the frother because what you said, you can put other kinds of milk in.
Yeah,
Great idea.
Good.
Yep.
I thank you so much. I really do.
Oh,
Everything
thank
is
you,
handsome,
Mary.
and you're handsome, and I appreciate speaking with you.
Thank you for calling us. You know, that's why I'm here. I love to get feedback from people. That's how I learn, you know. I'm not perfect, but I want to know what you want out there, how you like the things we make. So call me. That's one of my favorite things.
I'm looking forward to your mixing bowls. I neglected to get them last time, and it doesn't matter what color. I'm not so much on the red, but I have the red griddle because that was what was left. The red griddle even looks beautiful. It's an orangey red. It's beautiful.
Ah, thank you. Thank you.
Great, Mary. We're so glad you're enjoying it.
Thank you for making all of that.
Thank
you
you,
so
Mary.
much.
Thanks for calling, and good luck with your cooking.
Oh, thank you. I'm not a good cook, but thank you. Thank you. It just looks good sitting there. Thank you.
Practice makes better, you know.
And that's why he's here, to help all of us. You know, few of us have taken cooking classes. That's why it's so easy to be able to bake bread. I'm talking about perfectly baked bread right here. Gluten-free if you want it, cheese bread, jalapeno bread, you name it, anything you want. In a matter of minutes, look at that bread that just popped out of there.
Okay, yep.
Beautiful.
Now you can have whole grain bread. You can add grains you like to your flour. So it's totally up to you from now on. Now, generally I let it cool down a little bit, and look how soft the bread is. See that? This is as good as any bread we make in our restaurant. I have a French baker at Spargo. He makes whole grain bread. You can make it as well now than we have it at the restaurant. Why? Because you have this machine who does everything for you. All you have to do is program it, and believe me, if I can program it, you can do it out there. I'm not a computer genius or whatever, but my kids can do it.
Exactly. Sharon calling in from California. And Sharon, I understand that you have a Wolfgang Puck kitchen, is that right?
I have everything of yours, Wolfgang, except I didn't have the coffee maker.
Yeah.
I don't drink coffee, but I thought I have to buy it, and I have to buy the little frothing appliance. And I think what I'm going to do with that, I loved what you said about Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Flowers, candy, they go, they die. Well, my son is a television personality. He has 3 shows, and I'm going to buy him the coffee maker and the little frothing appliance for his dressing room.
Yeah.
And then they don't have to go out to that place that, you know what I mean,
yeah,
to buy his decaf, drink, whatever it is. He can have it right in his dressing room. I'm very excited about that.
What a great idea.
But I originally called in about that, but now I see the Breadmaker is on. Oh my gosh. I was buying Breadmakers before you put them out.
Yeah.
There is no comparison with any other bread maker on the market and yours. I just got rid of all of I had bought 2 prior to getting yours. It is absolutely amazing. You know, the other ones, they say they're fail-proof, and I'm pretty good at cooking, but trust me, it wasn't me, it was their machine. They aren't fail-proof, but yours is fail-proof.
Yeah, thank you.
I just love it. I love everything. If I had to pick my favorite appliance, I don't know how I would do it, but I can tell you that since I bought the pressure oven, I have not used my stove or my burners in over a year. And I have 2. And I made 2 12-pound turkeys at Thanksgiving last year in a little, just around 2 hours. 2 12-pound turkeys.
That's incredible.
With 1 pressure oven. And then I used the pressure oven to cook everything else. I absolutely love it. I love the Versa cooker. I love, love, love. You know, I think I talked to you some years ago, and I said, those rice cookers are not just for cooking rice. You cannot believe what I make.
I know, these are meal makers really, huh?
They are, and I have every size, from the little mini one up to the 10 quart. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Sharon. It looks like you have a whole kitchen of mine, huh?
I'd like to see a picture of your kitchen.
I know.
All your cookware, every utensil. There's nothing you make that I don't have, but now I'm going to get the coffee maker.
Okay. Well, it's time for me. It's time for me to come and visit you, I think. Thanks, Sharon, for calling.
I'm close to you. I'm not very far away, and it's a gorgeous day in LA today, so come home.
Okay, no, I'm here in Florida. It's cool here.
Yeah, it is. It's chilly. Well, Sharon, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I would love to see her kitchen. But you know what? I mean, this is look at this bread.
Gluten-free?
If you could smell this
Now look
bread.
at that. This is gluten-free bread. Now, I showed you I'm starting at one. That's how it comes up. We wanted it dark, so it came out dark. But look, when you buy this one, every supermarket now has gluten-free bread, but there's nothing like your own, you know. Obviously, if you don't want any, if you're lactose intolerant, you can put butter in it, but then you put a little olive oil in it, put a little herbs in it. It depends for what you use it, but you're gonna get gluten-free bread like you never had. I give it to my son because he feels so much better when he doesn't eat gluten, and guess what? He doesn't even know it's gluten-free bread.
Right. See, that's the beauty of it. You know, for those of us who've had to give up bread and all the things we love, it's back. But it's back and it's better than ever. And you know, when you think about what you pay at the stores, but who knows how long that's even been sitting there.
Exactly.
This is fresh baked bread. My grandmother used to live across the street from the Wholesome Bakery in Miami, Florida. You walked out every morning, you smelled that bread. It was
now look
unlike
at that. Look how soft this thing is. I mean, it's perfectly soft. You can toast it at home.
But the crust on the outside is perfectly crispy. I mean, that's what's so...
So you know what I love in the morning? I love nothing more than toast and a coffee.
Coffee, yeah.
I am not big into eggs right in the morning. I'm not big into oatmeal, but toast and coffee or good fresh baked bread with coffee. I actually do it too in my pressure oven. You know, I put the toast on top, put a few croissants and some bread underneath, and it's perfect.
All right, so this is gluten-free bread?
Gluten-free, yeah.
All right, I'm going to try a little piece of this.
It's so good. And you know, Wolfgang, I had a house that was really ugly that we were trying to sell when we moved from Orlando to here. Your Breadmaker is how we sold it. We had the bread going, and I think they overlooked all the ugliness in my house because it smelled so amazing in there.
This is insane.
Yeah.
This is insanely good.
And you can program it also when to bake it. So if you throw everything at night in here, and you want to have fresh bread at 7 in the morning, this will start at 3. Make everything, when you come down or when you go out of your bedroom into the kitchen, you don't need a wake-up call because the fresh bread will wake you up. You're going to say, oh my God, who is in the kitchen? Who is cooking?
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's this little guy here.
Oh my gosh. Listen, guys, we are so busy with this right now. We have a very limited quantity left of these. If you want it, this is the only time you're going to see it.
Yeah, only about 1,000 left. So
and in
that's
fact, it may sell out.
And what a great gift that is for Mother's Day, for Father's Day, for any time. You know?
Right, this is any day.
Yeah.
This is the best
This is also
bread.
something you will use all the time.
And you know, we didn't talk about it yet, but I love that yours has the dispenser built on top. That's important for when you want to add chunks of something. If you added it at the beginning, the paddle would mix it up till the pieces would be almost gone and visible.
Exactly.
But if you want the nuts, like in say a raisin nut bread to be whole, or the raisins, you add them here, it dispenses them into the mix exactly at the right time. And that's how we came up with Wolfgang's cheesy garlic bread. The cheese goes into the hopper, not into the mix, so that the chunks of cheese stay large. And then really, the sky's the limit. I love that Wolfgang's has that dedicated gluten-free cycle. The jam, because you put the ingredients in for jam, it's 4 ingredients always, and then you hit the button and you got homemade. You know, canning is so important right now, we love it, but this makes it child's play where everybody's gonna say thank you, and they don't need to know that it was so easy to do.
Oh my gosh. This is insane. I've never offered this before. This is my first time.
Fun.
And I've always heard Bobby Ray absolutely is obsessed with your Breadmaker. But I have never, ever
Once you
had
get used to fresh bread, like obviously in our restaurant we serve 500 people a day, we could not have, we would need probably 40 of them. But you know, we make fresh bread, and our restaurant has become known as having the best bread in Los Angeles. Why? Because we make it, and we don't put any preservatives in it. We only put in whole grains, flour we like, so on.
Okay. Oh my gosh. You
Look
have
at
to
the
have
cheese
this.
bread.
And you know what? You're going to get this home. This flex only good for this hour, and you're looking at $25 on your credit card. Please get this home and just try it. This is something that will change your life in terms of every day. When you smell that fresh bread, you are in a bakery. You are in a bakery.
You have the cheese right in here. Look at that.
Okay, I'm going to have to put this one down.
I know. You put that underneath the broiler, toast it a little bit, put a little sausage in there, and you're going to say, oh my God, I never had a sandwich like that.
And you know, one of the most popular things made on the quick cycle is brownies. You add the brownie ingredients or even a mix and let it do the mixing and the baking, because so many times we need something to take with us. Brownies are so popular in America. You can make them right in here, Alice. Just dump the ingredients in and walk away.
So it mixes it all. You don't even have to mix it, right?
I know, you don't have to mix it, you don't have to proof it. And look at that here, a close-up. Look at that, see that? So this is like fresh bread from the bakery. It's nice and crispy outside, but beautiful and soft inside. Look how squishy it is. I mean,
and I love the size of it too, so that, you know, because in the stores they sell you these great big loaves of bread, it goes stale before you can even eat it. This is going to be that perfect size for your family. So in a day, this is gone because I'm going to have
on a rainy day, on a snowy day, on a cold day, what isn't better than put that in here, you make a regular bread, maybe a gluten-free bread, and then you put in the pound cake and have dessert. So in the end, you don't have to do anything. You will know it will come out perfect. Now look here. It's doing the dough here. Now it's resting it a little bit in between. Now look at how nice the dough ball is in here already. See that?
Okay, now what do I do after it finishes? Do I shape it or anything?
Nothing.
No,
Well,
nothing?
you can take it out and make pizza balls with it.
Okay.
For example, pizza balls, if I make now a gluten-free pizza, so what I would do is take that out. Maybe we have a cutting board, and I'll show you.
A gluten-free pizza.
Here you go.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, it's a tight space here. All right, now let's see. So
for those of you who have given up all those foods you love, it's back, but it's better than ever. I cannot believe this is gluten-free bread.
Okay. Need flour?
So that you would put that on number 8 for dough here, and then you take that out. Yeah, a little flour would be good.
Okay, we'll get it.
Okay.
So now, see that? I would leave it a little more, but now it's resting. But I need a little flour, and I'm going to show you what we do for the pizza.
And gluten-free is always softer. The texture is more like cake.
Yeah.
Or like a batter or like a biscuit dough.
Yeah.
It's never as stretchy as, say, a
because
flour
there's
that's
no
made
gluten in the flour. So the gluten
so
is really what gives it this consistency.
But then the exterior has this perfect crunch to it, this crispiness to it. This is, when I say bakery bread...
Because I put it on dark. You can, if some people like their bread really, really yellowy, you know, I like my bread really with a good crust around, so...
Oh, it's beautiful. This is the most amazing thing. Let me update you guys, because it looks like all of these are going to sell out. If you want them, we have the final 500 with people ordering this right now. Express ordering if you can to get through.
Yeah.
This is so exciting. I have never offered this before. I've never tasted this bread. It is the best bread I have ever
And you know, Marianne is making jam in it. You can make your meatloaf in here if you want to put your ground meat in it. It will cook it. Your brownies, you name it.
I'm trying the cheese bread.
For you guys out there who make pizzas,
here, put those right there.
This will make your pizza dough also. So now you don't need a mixer.
Now, can I use your pizza dough mix to put it in there?
Absolutely. You use my pizza dough mix. All you have to do is put a little olive oil and a little water to it, and that's it.
This is good.
Yeah.
And you know what? This Christmas, it was so fun to just add the ingredients for jam. You're getting recipes that come in the manual. Lots of them to get you started. But imagine pouring the ingredients in, pressing those few buttons. You're going to scroll down till you get to the jam setting. It's going to take an hour and 20 minutes. When it's done, you pour that cooked perfect jam into some pretty jars. Give it as gifts. It's so hot right now to give canned goods. We're going back to how it used to be when our grandmas and great-grandmothers used to cook. So it's so easy, but Wolfgang in the kitchen is really the secret to creating so many things that are really easy to do, Alice, and make you look like a superstar.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you see that this is gluten-free dough, so it is a little softer than all the other doughs, but if you want to make pizza, for example, put flour on here, on the dough a little bit, and even gluten-free pizza.
Now, where do I get the recipes for these? Do you have a cookbook?
There's not a cookbook, but the manual has lots of them in it.
Okay.
And then the gluten-free one, Wolfgang published, right where it's on...
Where's that one?
HSN.com.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now look at that. So here now...
He worked for a long time on that one.
Yeah. I mean, one of the more important things, my son Oliver is a little bit gluten intolerant. I mean, he doesn't get sick from it, but he doesn't digest it well either. So now, look at that. Here we have pizza balls.
A lot of people are saying that it's connected to ADHD or behavior in children.
Yeah.
Or even adults, where you just feel better without the gluten.
Yeah, so many sports people. You know, Djokovic, the most famous tennis player now, you know, who just won the Australian Open. Guess what? When he became a better player, he took away gluten. He didn't know why he was so tired all the time, is he could not use gluten.
I know more people who are becoming sensitive later in their life.
Yep.
All their life they've eaten fine, and then all of a sudden, you know, listen, why not just try it?
Yeah, I know.
Now, if you love gluten, embrace it. It's fine. But if you have any kind of sensitivity, why not try it? Because I will tell you, that bread is amazing.
Now,
and you know,
see, now you have pizza dough here. The pizza balls, like you saw me making them so many times. So now you cover it with a plastic wrap and then let it rise, and then you stretch it or roll it. That's the way it goes. So you make all your doughs in here. If it's brioche, if you want to make challah, the same thing. You make your challah dough in here, take it out, cut it in 3, form the braid, and you can put it back in here on a cookie sheet and bake it.
okay, brilliant. Look at this. You've got to see how beautiful this is. Imagine the last time, think about the last time you were in a bakery and what they charged for a beautiful loaf of bread like that.
It is crazy how expensive bread has gotten. The freshly baked bread in bakery, especially now, there's nothing better than when you bake bread at home, you open up the machine and the whole house smells like it. And just like Marianne said, you know, if you want to sell your house or you want to impress somebody, you have people come in. Like you make a brioche, add a little cinnamon to it, a little raisin to it, and the smell will come out. And
maybe it'll help my dating life.
But you know, we had the best
come in, I'm making bread.
So we had the best email from someone saying they were in a huge fight with their wife, and so they put a Wolfgang's pizza mix in, and when his wife came home after being so mad at him, that smell just smells like someone loves you, and the whole fight just dissolved. It's true. The power of that smell.
We're gonna get you some dates and.
Thank you. I'm due.
What are you gonna do? Chocolate pound cake or the bread?
I'm doing the bread with the jalapeno and the cheese.
Yeah,
Texas girl, right?
Perfect. Yeah. And then you can toast it, make a sandwich, and you're done.
Gosh, listen, guys, this is all gonna go. This is the only time you're gonna see it because it's going to sell out in the next couple of minutes. Express ordering if you can. I'm so excited to be able to bring you something like this. And you know what I love about it, Wolf, is that you can tell this was a labor of love for your son. That
Absolutely.
You created this because you really wanted something for your son that you knew would not compromise on any level.
Exactly.
And that's what makes it so special.
And then they can make their own bread. And you know how proud they are? I have the panini grill where he grills the sandwiches in the morning, and then he can make his own bread with the machine. I mean, how much easier it is. And when he tells it even to the teachers or to the other kids, they said, I make my own lunch, I make my own bread. They could say, what?
I want to see him on the show.
Are you crazy?
I want to see him on the show Chopped.
I know.
Wouldn't it be fun?
No, I'm going to bring him back over here.
And you know, so many of the bread makers are out there, Wolfgang, even the really fancy ones, do not have a gluten setting. So some people think, oh, I could just use another setting, like maybe the French bread. You can't, and here's why. When you bake gluten-free, it's much more like mixing a cake.
Yeah.
It's a very short mix, a very short rise, and then a bake. It doesn't do all the same things. So that's why Wolfgang's is so genius. It's better. It's so much better for all of us that are gluten-free. He has a dedicated cycle just for gluten-free that is perfect enough to make the bread you just saw that's good enough for your whole family. You don't have to make a special loaf of gluten-free and then only one person eats it. No, make it good enough that everybody enjoys it.
And you know, people always feel so deprived. You get the gluten-free in the bag. It's always plain and
disgusting.
dry.
Right.
So now,
flavors.
if you want to add some butter or you want to add an egg, it makes it much richer. If you want to add sun-dried tomatoes, if you want to add some jalapenos, if you want to add a little cheese, whatever you like, you can add to it. And you're going to say, God, I don't miss regular bread anymore all of a sudden, because you can make it just as tasty. And that's what happened in our restaurant. When I give people our gluten-free bread, the first thing they say, where can I buy it? Where can I get it?
And you know,
you can get the same thing in your home. If you have gluten-free people, children or grandparents or whoever they are, you make that, they will say, I want that all the time. I put it in my freezer. I put it somewhere.
And you know, we get the best emails too, Wolfgang, from people saying they just got diagnosed as being allergic to gluten and they thought it was a death sentence because no more pizza. And then they tried yours with your Breadmaker and they said, oh my gosh, there's life after being diagnosed with that. It's just as delicious as before.
But the cool part too is after you make it, then all you do is take that one pan out and you wash it.
And it's non-stick, so you don't have to worry that your bread is going to stick in there.
Look, just, you know, that is a cover of a magazine, and you know that. Isn't it? That is a cover of a magazine. It's so pretty.
So this one we did take out in shape. We added some of the nuts and raisins in, but then we spread it out so it would look more traditional, because the choice is yours.
Exactly. So that's what we used to make every Sunday morning. My grandmother used to get up at 6 or at 5 in the morning, make the dough, let it proof, roll it out, roll it together again with all the cinnamon, raisins, and sugar in it, and then bake it. So by the time we came back from church, what happened is we smelled the house, and we were so excited and said we had, in the winter, hot chocolate with that bread. It was the perfect thing.
Oh, my gosh.
And you know what? All you have to do is put it in a Ziploc, and it will stay fresh. And even if it's not fresh anymore, put it in the toaster and it will smell amazing and it will taste delicious.
Final 200 now, but you guys, I think I have 600 people trying to get through. I wish we had ordered 10,000 of these.
Now
Are we ever
look
going to do
at
this
that.
as a
See,
today's
all I
special?
did-
Because it should be.
I know, right? I love
Yes,
this so
it's-
We made the dough and rolled it out and then put everything on top, rolled it together and put it back into our bread maker, and he cooked it for us. So.
And you know, you find yourself playing with the dough. Why? Because it does all the work, and you're watching, you're like, ooh, I think I should get in there and
Yeah.
add something. So that's how we came to play around with it like that. It's just so fun because all the hard part is done by the machine.
Now, if
Yeah.
I want to make just a smaller loaf of bread, can I make it my size?
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. But you know what? I end up at home always making the 2-pound version. Why? Because I have never enough. My son, when I make this bread, Alexander goes in the kitchen at night. He might not eat a lot of dinner. He goes in the kitchen, opens the sink, and eats the raisin bread, which is his favorite. So I never had the problem of having too much bread at home.
You can freeze it if you want.
You can freeze it, yeah, you can slice it and freeze it, you can freeze it as a whole. So on a day where you don't have much to do, or even at night, you say, okay, I have my ingredients, I put them in. When you wake up, you have fresh bread.
And understand, again, when you're looking at this, it does everything.
Yeah.
You just add the ingredients.
Challah.
It mixes it, it bakes it. All you do is lift it out.